All right, what is up, side? What's up? What is up, guys? What is up, side? What is up, dog? Up, dog. All right, we're gonna playback trade today, the 22nd, which is Friday. Let's load up at 7 a.m. and we'll see how we do with the OG Empats. Let's go ahead and review what we got to go in here. J spikes, chasing short-term trends. How to trade. Second entries work well. There seems to be top pickers. Today's a strong trend. It looks like it is. They will always stick with the trend. They will continuously long / short overall with overall trend to catch an next quick move. If they're already chasing spikes, if they're in it, which is most of the time, but this can change depending on the season. All right, let's go ahead. So it looks like a trending day.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you cereal? Alright, the thing I'm curious about here is whether or not this is enough support for people to go ahead and chase into the other direction. If you take a look at the miniature, that's a ton of support there. But at the same time, are they looking at it from an overall perspective or from here? Because from an overall perspective, we should just be pushing down here. Those lower highs, and I think people might be trying to push the market on down. That's why I kind of want to go long, but if there's enough support there, I think the overall trend is up because people are going to try and push the market up. And I think actually, you know what, that seems more plausible because I think a lot of people are going to be trying to reverse the market. So actually, second entry short would be better here. I was going to enter a non-obvious, but let's see. I think there's enough support here. This looks completely different than the minute chart, if I'm being quite honest. This is your signal bar, by the way. Oh. Okay. Alright, we got it. So nice. Overall trend was up because if you think about it, there's a ton of support there. A ton of people trying to go long and push the market into the other direction. If you think about the short-term trend or what the short-term trend actually is, it's people trying to reverse the market. And so people would chase those short-term trends, especially if you have a ton of support, not so strong downtrend. And so, yeah, that would have been that was a good trade. So that was a double bottom first entry, second entry, by the way. I'm a little worried about this range that we're going on. Both of these are the minute chart, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Can you see my face blocking this? I don't think so. Yeah, you can see that the consolidation there. My face is a little bit blocking, but we're okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's a consolidation area here, so I'm a little worried about these highs right here, and that people would be playing off of that and trying to short here as well. But at the same time, I feel like people are going to try and push the market out. And you know what? I think the short is good because it's also a spike. If you take a look at that, it's also a spike. And also, people are going to try to chase the market outside and try to trade it back to the other side. They're like picking those bottoms. I think this might be a good sell, hopefully, if we're not speaking too soon. Even though it's in these highs right here, I think I like the trade. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. All right, let's see. Some shroud click in here. Easy. Let's go. All right, so cool. It's a coincidence to bounce off the trend, but essentially, we have people trying to push the market back to the other side. People are trying to chase that spike, and people thought, all right, it's time to bust down on this range here and trade it back to the other side. The main thing that we took the trade is on the fact that it's a spike, and also you're in the highs, and you would think that a ton of people would be selling, but I think enough people are going to be trying to push the market outside of this tiny range just due to the fact they're trying to reverse the market and pick the lows. So I think that's why a lot of people were buying, and that was the main reason we shorted. So good trade. And I actually hit our target. Do we keep going? I really want to play some PUBG. Actually, no, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'll play PUBG later. PUBG. That's pretty nice too. If I traded live today, 746 would have been done. Let's see if I were to trade one contract on. I never calculate $300. Is what we'd be aiming. Oh, obviously, right? Just add a 0 at the end. All right, let's get to one contract on the NASDAQ. That'd be nice. So we got pretty lucky with that trade. Alright, this one's an interesting trade. I have absolutely no idea what to do here. There's a lot more swings on the minute chart. Alright, so we know, let's go refer back to our notes. They chase spikes, so that was a spike, but then it started to consolidate even, especially on the minute chart. If you take a look at that, you can see it starts to consolidate there. So what is the dealio with airline food? Alright, so entry circuit entries work well. Alright, work well if there seems to be top pickers not moving their stops. So do you think there's top pickers here? Excluding spikes. So maybe not. We can't use that. If days are strong, no. They will stick with trend. They will continuously go along with overall trend to catch next big move. They're already chasing spikes. Yeah, so they are chasing spikes. We know that for sure because every time we have a spike, it pulls back pretty good, decent amount, just enough for our scalp at least. So I actually do think selling is the best option here. Overall trend. If they're already tracing spikes. Overall trend is down though, but it's been, and if you take a look at the minute chart, you can see just how sideways that actually is. So I'm worried about people actually shorting in these highs as well. If you take a look at that, there's a level of resistance there. So short. I think the overall trend is up because people are trying to push the market up in the other direction. If we go ahead and delete this channel, you can see that people are going to start reversing the market. People aren't going to try and do the only thing I'm worried about is that short-term trend though. They like to chase those short-term trends, but this is more like consolidation as well. So let's go ahead and go for the sell. Let's give it a shot, boys. We can learn from this one for sure. Consolidation, spike, they like to chase them as well. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something. They chase those spikes. There could be top pickers not moving their stops, but that's only if there's it doesn't apply if there's a spike into it. This is more of a spike instead of a trend. But overall trend is not necessarily a trend. It's just where the majority thinks the market's gonna go. So in this case, I do think this is the better trade. Probably should have gone for a non-obvious actually. I think we still can. See. Alright, we'll reconsider if it keeps pushing up, but if we get the scalp here, we think we just entered in the wrong. Yep, so we got stopped out twice. Okay, so let's figure out what we did wrong. We thought about it a lot and we ended up being wrong. So overall trend is still down. If you take a look at the market, people are, actually no, the overall trend is up, but people are going to chase the short-term trend. And how come I did not mention this? We did say that this was a level of resistance right here. That level, as you can see, it was tested there, tested there. If you take a look at the minute charts, it's a pretty significant part because this is the last time you were tested that area right here. So how do I highlight a region? So if you see this area right here, you can see this player so as you can see here, we have this area of resistance right here. And remember what we said, once you hit that level of resistance, people are going to take it as a range and try to trade it back to the other side. So that short-term trend becomes a lot more significant. In this case, it actually becomes the overall trend and backing up the overall trend of this entire thing. So the short-term trend is actually going long. So you would actually want to go long there because a ton of people are going to start shorting this thing. And as you can see, the market shoots on up right there. And then also if you took a look at this, I guess this excluding spikes thing is that's the only thing that threw me off. But this is not necessarily a spike. It's more like a really tiny trend. If you take a look at it, if we do this, you can see that trend. It's a trend and not a spike. A spike is like this, this, like this. And so in this particular case, this actually applies. So second entries work well if there seems to be top pickers not moving their stops. So top pickers not moving their stops in this particular area, that would have been a good long right there. All right, 8:30 hit. So we're just gonna fast forward to 9:30. All right, 9:35. Let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our notes. They'd like to trade overall trend and will continuously. No. They trade against traders who trade with short-term trends. So we have the short-term trend. Is this a spike? That's the real question. On the minute chart it is, and it's kind of a double bottom. So if we take a look at this, trade against traders who trade. So we've been on this strong downtrend. Could be a little bit of a bounce. There's a lot of support there, especially if you take a look at that minute chart. If we just go ahead and move this guy, I think that'd be kind of cool. In that particular area, I think they're gonna keep on trying to short this thing. So I think they're gonna keep trading against the people who are going long here, right? Which is why I actually think going long is actually the better play here. Actually really curious to see how this one plays out. Let's rewind back to 9:35 because I don't know if that pushes up first and then pushes down, because if it does, that's very, very important. This market's moving fast. Oh wait a minute, hold on, we're on the wrong tick chart too. Okay, well, okay, we know we were up 10. I think it's safe to place our order right there. And the trade. Oh. Okay, so pay attention to where there's strong support, and in this case, this is it. So even at the double bottom, the overall trend becomes the uptrend in this particular case, because everybody's trying to pick the bottoms. Everybody's trying to go long. You have a double bottom here, so everybody's going to be pushing up in this direction. The overall uptrend, overall trend is upward. Is the uptrend here, and so shorting there is actually the best play on that second entry. But you wouldn't probably be able to get into the trade. You would have to enter like a non-obvious, and yeah, that's unfortunate. So we'd technically be at -$1. But this is all for testing anyway, so yeah. Okay, now we know the overall trend is down here. Alright, pause that at a good spot. There's a little bit of a double bottom here, but I'm not too worried about it. I think people are still trying to short this thing. Come on, let's work our way back up to 30 and maybe even 60. Just got in the trade. Should have took a non-obvious if you think about it. Okay, we'll just move our stop. So we just have to move it 3 points out. So that's 2. That'll be 3. Alright, and we'll just gap out the same place though. Oh, you would have got it. Yeah, that non-obvious would have worked really well. Then you had a swing high first entry, second entry here. And there wouldn't be nowhere to enter because it only pushes up a little bit before pushing down. And you would have to enter a non-obvious unless you were shorting. No, even if you're shorting. Buying there, you don't want to buy that because just to get stopped out anyway. Triple top. Alright, now we got the same level of support again. So we can go ahead and apply that exact same thing. Now if we get a good push here, we can imagine the overall trend becoming long, going long now. So shorting, I think, is the best option, especially since they're. Oh wait, now it's a spike though. People like to chase those spikes for sure. So I think buying here is actually the better option. Let's go and give it a shot. Oh my gosh. Stop. What the heck is going on, please? Okay. Let's give it a shot. Oh god. Nice. Let's go. So once again, the overall trend becomes upward, especially since this is a very obvious spot where there's a lot of support. People are going to see that and going to start going long there. And so actually, wait, why did we were supposed to sell, weren't we? Oh no, but it became a spike down, right? It became a spike down. If you take a look at the minute chart, it was a pretty strong spike down, and then testing those lows again. It pushed down a little bit further. That's why we bought. Yeah, I think people were trying to chase that and push it back to the other side, and mainly due to the fact that it pushed beyond this level of resist support and this level of support, and it keeps making that lower low. And I think people were going to try to chase that, especially with the strong downtrend. People were going to end up. Wait. They pick tops on spikes though. Why did we buy there? Let's sell actually, guys. Let's see if we'll get in this order. Alright. Let's go. Alright. So selling there was the better option, of course, because of all the things I said, it actually applies. Which is that level support, the overall trend becomes up, so shorting there is actually the better play. Then you have that spike, people are gonna pick the bottom of that spike, so selling there is what you wanted to do. Okay, I think the fact that it keeps making that new low kind of cancels out this level of support. Unless we come back and test it again, I don't think it's going to become something major. I think people are still trying to trade with that overall trend down, so I think buying here is the best option. I think since this is strong trend down, I think one ticker might be okay if the bar closes here. But if it keeps going, we'll do a non-obvious. Oh, well, now it's a spike. Never mind. Very strong spike. Alright, we got in the trade. Damn. Man, we took 4 trades from 9:30 to 10. Maybe we should just wait till after 10. I think that's the better option, to be honest. Something you have to think about in this particular trade, it's not after 10 o'clock, so that's why we didn't write this. They trade against people pick tops, but pick tops and spikes. That's why that is not in here. For that particular reason. So I think this is a extremely still very difficult from 9:30 to 10 a.m. If you're going to trade it, you have to be extremely smart. I think staying out of it is the best thing to do at this point. And honestly, I'm just going to color it all red just so we know, like, hey, if you want to trade it, go ahead. Maybe even type use caution. There you go. Caution, trade at your own risk. Let's underline that too. Okay. But essentially, if you are wanting to trade that and why selling there is actually the best option, you have these lows that we just came off of. And since we just came off these lows, people are going to try to push the market back to the other side of the range. In this particular, in this particular case, it'd be the highs over here. So people are trying to chase that market back to the other side. So everybody's buying, everybody's still chasing, very much like 7 a.m. actually, now that I think about it. That's why the market shoots down there. And if you take a look at the market, everybody keeps chasing that market. So you can essentially just use that data. Look, every time it pushes up, push it right back down. And when you get that spike down, the first correction you get, the market reverses. People chase it that way, the correction. The market reverses in this direction. So actually, I don't know if we would have got it if we sold right there. But yeah, behaving very much like 7 a.m. actually, which is interesting. All right, let's see if we can make this back up. Oh wait, what are you doing, Nick? Fine. This is a good second entry here. Let's see. Market would be pushing down. Short-term trend is this way. I think I would have gone short if I'm being quite honest. They trade against traders who trade with short-term trends, so everybody's going along there. It is an overall downtrend. I was just a little bit confused by that, but we did mention that since we kept breaking past that, the overall trend is down, so potentially it's a downtrend. Yeah, you can see that nice and clearly. So everybody's gonna end up trying to push the market down here. Buying there is the best option. So we deleted that for a purpose, and that was because it's a downtrend. So overall trend is down. The short-term trend was going long, and going long that was the best trade. But I think after a spike like that, I think the overall trend is up now, especially since you're breaking out of this like trend area. I think the overall trend is up. I do think selling here is still the best option. And since it was a spike, I think people are picking that top too as well. Hopefully these 10 o'clock rules play out. In the trade. Damn. Got it? Nice. Actually, now it's a spike. Hold on. No, I think this is still good. We would have to enter a non-obvious though. I'm confident we're doing 4 contracts. Just for the hell of it. Don't ever do this in real life. You know what? Let's not even make it a habit. We'll just do 1 contract. Feels like a more honest man move type of thing. You know? Alright, this turned into a spike, so I think we could sell. No, it's not really a spike. Actually, kind of is on the minute chart, but not really. Nah, we're not taking it as a spike. Oh, no. Nice. Okay, we're in the trade. I think we got this. This one should be pretty easy. Nice. Good trade. Good trade. So I was super confident in that trade working out because if you think about it, we were right essentially here, but I don't know why we sold. You have that spike, right? And people are going to pick the tops of those spikes according to our notes after 10 o'clock. So once you started to get that correction here, people are going to use that saying, hey, after that spike, let's go ahead and sell this thing. And they have their stops right here. Oop. And the market's going to end up just pushing up. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. And so buying there is the better option. And then you get this guy, right? Now you have this like topping pattern. And what we have in our notes to say that essentially they trade against people who pick tops, but they pick tops on spikes. So this is not a spike. This is no longer a spike anymore. So then once you get that in this direction, and here I was thinking about it, that it would be a spike, but it just didn't look like it on the minute chart, or not as much as on this guy. Just not as much here. It doesn't really look like a spike, and a spike is more like that or like this, and like that move compared to the other ones just didn't feel right. So yeah, selling there on a non-obvious works out well, especially if it keeps pushing down. Let's see. All right, got pretty lucky there. Oof. Wow, that's why we do non-obvious entries. Now that is a spike, but there's no second entry, so we won't enter. Okay. Can't really think on this one, damn it. I was trying not to pause it, but I have to. Okay, overall trend is down. Short-term trend is up. Buy. Eh. Oof. Yeah, we got stopped out. Damn. Okay, so the thing about this trade, you have that spike down, right? And you have people who are gonna try and chase the market, or pick the top of that. And especially once you get that, there's not much of a trend there. It's a little bit of consolidation, but no other moves are happening there. So where do they have their stops? Right here. So selling there is actually the better option. But did push down first. I just thought for sure everybody would be selling here, but it looks like people were buying here. I'm trying to buy that spike back, I guess. That's an interesting one. Not too sure about that one, to be quite honest. Even though we didn't take it. Okay. So we would have just been a little unfortunate with the way we entered that trade. I feel like the overall trend is down, but someone's telling me it's up. But I just don't see it. I think people were waiting for this move to happen, so I think going... I think people might be going long here, which is why I feel like I want to short. It's not really a spike either, though. It's only a couple bars, yeah. I think the overall trend is still down. Because people were waiting for that move, right? Like we said. So I think it's gonna leave without us. Yep. I guess you could have took it as a spike. It's a pretty big move from here to that high. Yeah, I guess. But meh. A over I. A over A. It's over the chacho, the cutie, the chacho. Chacho, can you close the door, poquito? Can you close the door, poquito? Yeah, close it, poquito. Thank you. All the way, mas. There, good. Yeah, good job. Thank you. I know I'm not alone. You'll be watching over us. Thank you. Here, let's put on your sweater now. Oh, I didn't realize I was recording. Sorry. But essentially, you had that spike up, and I think there's gonna be a lot of top pickers there. I'm a little worried that it pushed up a little bit there, but it was a spike. So, let's see. Let's just give it a shot. Let's see what happens. It's kind of one of those YOLO moments. A sell could have been a better option here. We'll see. Yeah. So the fact that it pushed up higher there already cancels out the fact that all these people are picking that top, because everybody who did pick that top already got stopped out. So if you think about it, selling here is actually the better idea, especially if it breaks higher there, because now you got everybody who is trying to go against the people who are picking the tops now. So now it's that consolidation. A ton of people are going to be buying here, trying to go against the people who are doing this topping pattern, and so everybody's going to go long. They're shorting. There's the best option. We're on this uptrend. I think there's actually going to be a lot of longs here. Isn't an obvious though. Probably. Already broke lower. Yeah, one ticker would have worked there, just because you're on this uptrend. As you can see, like that, right? It's a little bit of a bottoming pattern. I think a lot of people are going to be trying to go against the people who are picking this bottom and trying to go long here. So they're going to go short. So maybe a buy might be the better option. I have no idea. Let's go ahead and see. Is it an uptrend? That's the most important question. Overall trend is up. It could be, or it could be down. I think it might be up. But I think since this bottoming pattern here, I'm going to roll with it and say that people are going to try and fool the people who are going long, so they're going to go short, so going long is actually the better option. Enter the trade on a non-obvious. Got stopped out. So we were wrong about that. Should have shorted. Overall trend is up. You should know better, Nick. Stop trying to do that only works if there's a spike and like an actual trend. Top picking in this direction is actually kind of weird if you said that. So selling there is the best option. The initial thing we had in mind. So stop trying to be so super duper like, oh, I'm so, I know. Just bounce off these lows. I think the overall trend is up now because that's what it looks like. Just entered the trade. Fuck. Not doing too well, boys. I don't think there's enough support here. It was just one test and one twice. Maybe that one time. So overall trend was still down. A ton of people took this as the so buying there was the best option because that's the temporary trend. Overall trend is still down. A ton of people still trying to short back to the lows, and yeah. Okay, this one we're just sticking strictly out to the rules. So far it's worked out for us. Let's go ahead and see. End the trade. Damn, fine. We're on the wrong damn chart, bro. God. I'm gonna trade this again later. Right now I'm done. That's gonna be it for me. Next video is gonna be a better version, probably. We'll see.